Hey, this is Joe Everson with Thumbprint Photography. Today we're going to learn how to do some simple but effective skin retouching. Coming at you. Alright, so as you can see, we have our image. This is the lovely Tara. Thank you, Tara. I'll put up her hashtag on the screen. We had an awesome shoot together and she did a wonderful job, and I thought this would be perfect. She does not need a lot of skin retouch up at all, I do not think, but I think it'd be a good example piece since we're pretty in tight. You can see a lot of detail in the eyes and eyelashes, lips, nose, little bits of hair, but obviously I've got this probably wide open at 1.4 because from the eyes to just a little bit further back in the skin, it's already lost a little bit of detail. But all the face in here and under the eyes, lips, mouth, everything does have a bit of detail. And so I'm going to go in and just do a basic kind of skin retouch. The first thing you're going to want to do is create a duplicate layer. You can label this layer. I'm not going to. I don't mind leaving it called background copy. Hit OK. Another duplicate layer. Hit OK. And we're going to go ahead and take off the visibility of this layer. Go to our center layer. We'll go to filter. We'll go to blur. And we'll go to Gaussian blur. Usually I find that about this close to the model, anywhere from 6 to 8, sometimes a little higher, is perfect. But I think I'm actually going to do, closer to 7.2. I'll hit OK. I'll then make the top layer visible, and we're going to do a little, and make sure you select it. We'll go to image, and then we'll go to apply image. Now what we're going to do here is go into the layer, go to the background copy layer, which is the middle layer, the layer that we put the blur on. And we're going to go to the blending, and we'll go to subtract. All right, and then it's very key. You want to make sure your scale is at 2 and your offset is at 128. Opacity is still 100%. Hit OK. And then we're going to go into the blending mode here. It says normal currently. We're going to bring that down and go to linear light. All right, it should look pretty much like we've done nothing to the image. Luna wants to eat my paintbrushes. She loves my paintbrushes. No, you can't have my paintbrushes. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the center layer and I'm going to grab the brush tool. And then I'm going to make sure the opacity to the brush tool is lower than 50%. Sometimes I go to almost 30. For this image, I'll choose about there. And then the flow, I'm actually going to make the flow probably about 30%. Yeah, 259 for this image is perfect, I believe. Basically what we're selecting is the eyedropper tool, and we're going to select color from an area and color over another area. And I'm going to select this general region in here. So I'm going to click, and it just gave me my new color. And I'm going to click a few times and start adjusting that layer. The key to this is to do small portions, little bits at a time, not go overboard, because if I select, say, here and start going in here, I'm going to really mess up an area. See that? You want to make sure you stay local, I think is a great way of saying that. So the bridge of the nose here, I actually want to go ahead and lighten that up just a touch. And we just kind of work our way around. Alright, so now I'm going to do a test. Kind of back out. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and select, I'll stay selected on here. And now I'm going to make my brush just a little larger, especially when I do larger patches, if you will. What I mean by that is there's only so much space before I hit an eye or a nose, and you want to stay away from those edges. If you get too close into those edges, you can actually erase them and it'll look funny. It'll look like, why is there this weird embossed eyeball, eyelid line just kind of hanging out there. And we definitely don't want that. So there we go. There we go. So we're just softening up a little bit, making all the transitions a little more natural. There we go. That's pretty good. Looking pretty light. Don't worry, we're going to edit that in post after we've done the skin retouch up. I have not touched any of that. This is just the skin. All right, so here's without the top layer. Here's with the top layer. Very, very good. I think I'm actually happy with that. Not too difficult. Now we're going to go onto the top layer, and we'll actually select this Band-Aid, the second one down, which is the healing brush tool, also J on the keyboard. After you selected J or clicked on the healing brush tool, you'll want to go in and select a size that's going to work. So basically, I examine the areas I'm going to work on, maybe some of these lines here, and I want the brush to be just a little larger than that, so that it can cover well an area. I don't want it to be, 5 inches in diameter on the screen. It'll just take out everything. I think that's obvious, but I probably should say something about that. Then we're going to work locally once again. The skin has motion. It has pores that move and hairs that operate and flow in a certain order. And if we start pulling from another area that's really detailed and going one way with the skin and then bring it into another one, it might look a little odd. So you have to be careful of that, and it takes practice. So hang in there and you'll find your own version of this. Some people take this to a little bit more of an extreme and make everything so perfect that it doesn't really even look like skin, in my opinion, at that point. Right? So all I'm trying to do is just get right next to the line and boom, right? Or the texture, and anything that I feel like doesn't really, it's distracting or taking away from the person or anything like that, I go ahead and start editing, right? And for the sake of this tutorial, I may overdo it so that it's obvious what I'm doing. I think it should look pretty natural though by the time I'm done. Basically, we're going to do that all over the face. There we go. All right, so that's basically very close to a finished skin edit that I would do. Maybe I come in here and just touch this up just a little bit. There might be a few areas that I'll continue to kind of plug away at. And you want to zoom in, zoom out, kind of get an overall look and feel of how everything looks while you're working as well. Yeah, so once again, it leaves kind of a natural looking photo for the most part. I think I tried to give as much example. Maybe I would have done a little less, a little more, but I think that worked out perfectly to see how it's actually done. And I hope that helps a little bit. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit, punch, smash that thumbs up button. If you didn't, just give it 2 thumbs down. If you'd like to see more videos in the future, don't forget to ring the bell as well. And down in the description is all the list of my equipment and where I got it, so definitely check that out as well. Thank you again so much for watching this video. I'll see you soon, and until then, goodbye.